Hello, everyone. This is Martha. I am a relationship counselor and clinical sexologist. I am in the room forest. This is where I see my clients. And usually I use the room bamboo or lavender. But today the other rooms are taken. So I'm actually at the biggest room in the center that I see clients at. We have 5 counseling rooms. And usually I'm in bamboo or lavender, and this one is called forest. So just to let you have a look, forest. Yeah, this is forest. So I also went for hair treatment today, this afternoon, and they washed my scalp and put some oil on my hair. Anyway, that's beside the point, isn't it? Okay, so in today's video, I want to talk about something that is very vulnerable. I've never shared this story before publicly. I was very embarrassed to share it, and it has been in my mind to share this story for many years now, actually. For many years, maybe at least 2 or 3 years. And I want to share this story today because I just want to make a point about the link between the state of being and doing. When you are, then when you are it, then you can call forth it much more easily. So what do I exactly mean? So let me share with you this story, a very vulnerable story. Uh, okay, so um, I have been running my practice for 10 years, and before I ran my practice and I went for my studies took another 2 years. I was actually doing some freelance public relations, but before that, I was actually working in a Japanese company. And so let me go all the way back even more. So my background is in corporate communications. So I did PR, marketing, advertising for 8 years before I started a nonprofit and ran it for 2 years. After that, I did some freelancing work. I found my calling to be a sex and relationship counselor, and I went and got my doctorate in human sexuality, and I started my practice. But before that, before all this awakening that came forth for me, my purpose of serving humanity and helping people, I was actually in the corporate world. And I was doing it, like I mentioned, for 8 years. And in the last, I would say the last 3 years of the 8 years, I was working in a Japanese company, and I would have to say that my corporate career wasn't very smooth. I didn't know the power of the law of attraction then. I worked in a few companies that I really didn't want to join, and I ended up joining them because there wasn't anything else better. So during the time that I was working in this Japanese company, it was over a period of 3 years. I was moved around different companies, and at one point I was already there in one of the companies for about the second year, going into the second year. So one day in all my, I had been thinking about it for some time. So one day in my, I don't know what you call it, self-righteousness, scheduled a meeting with my boss, and I spoke with my boss and said, look, I've been in this role for 2 years now, and I've done a good job, and I deserve to be promoted. I've done this, and I deserve to be promoted. So I'm like an executive, a corporate communications executive, regional corporate communications, doing it for Asia, and I feel like it's time for me to become a manager. I told this to my manager. And so my manager said, in order for you to be a manager, you need to be managing people. And I said, well, I have been managing people around the region. And my manager said, in order for me to justify promoting you to a manager, you need to be doing what a manager is doing. You can't be thinking that you need the role of a manager to do what a manager is doing. What works for a company is if you're doing what a manager is doing, and then you get promoted. It doesn't work the other way. And he said that, I had this huge aha moment, because of course the company would want to milk you and make you work and do more than you are tasked to do to prove yourself, and it gives the company reassurance. But here I was sitting there thinking that you give me the power and then I do. The power has always been there for me to take on. And so by in my head thinking that I'm not powerful and hence not a manager, is not true. So that was a huge aha moment for me that day. Of course, I was seeing about things through my lenses as an employee, but I wasn't seeing life through the lenses of the employer, the manager. And that story stuck with me for a really long time, because I think if you look at how it plays out in your personal life, I know lots of people, maybe at some point myself included, who whine about how they are nice people and they deserve to have love and find love and where is love, rather than be looking at, I need to have love, get love in order to be this amazing, wonderful person and live the life that I want to have. Why are they not taking on the power that they already have and be the wonderful, lovely, amazing person that they should be? Because when you are it, then you can call forth more of. Same when it comes to your sexuality. There are people, many people I know of, who say, I don't need your services, I don't have a partner. Maybe it is because you are not comfortable with your sexuality, that there are blockages in your sexuality that is preventing you from attracting a partner, rather than think that your intended beloved that's supposed to come into your life will give you the happiness and sex life that you deserve. Why not start to have the sex life that you deserve now? Being comfortable with yourself means being in love with yourself as a person, and also being completely comfortable with your sexuality. So this illustrates what I mean by you be the person, you be the lovely, wonderful person, and then you attract love, versus you wait and whine and bitch about why life is shortchanging you. So healing yourself and embracing all of yourself doesn't just mean learning how to love yourself more. It also means learning how to embrace your sexuality in all facets. So I have a workshop this Friday called Rediscovery. My sexuality is called Rediscovery My Sexuality, and the whole point of it is that our sexuality is ours to have and is ours to own. However, we don't really harness it because we don't know how. However, when we rediscover what it is, then we can have a deeper relationship with our sexuality, and this is when we start to heal and love ourselves much more deeply. Fall in love with ourselves before others fall in love with you. Fall in love with yourself first, so that you show up in the world in a different way. And when you show up in a different way, you will attract all that you need and deserve. And so this comes back to the story that I was sharing about when I was working in the Japanese company, and I was going to my manager half and puff and say, I deserve to be a manager, make me a manager. But I needed to take on the power that was mine to begin with. So this is Martha of Eros Coaching. I'd like to invite you to check out my workshop this Friday called Rediscovery. And I'm doing it this Friday in Singapore. And next Thursday, I'll be doing it in Manchester, UK. So I'm going to London this Sunday. And then on Thursday, I'll be in Manchester. So I'm doing a workshop with my friend. He's supporting me to run this workshop. So very excited. I'm going to London because I'm presenting in a conference. I have 3 presentations on the 2nd of July. But I'm going there a little bit earlier. I was going to try to run a couple of workshops in London as well. But I feel like I've been working really hard and I'm just going to do what is easier and just do one in Manchester. And if there's an opportunity, I'll do one in the Manchester Tantra Festival. But I don't really want to be pushing. I'll be pushing myself. Just really enjoy what life brings and go with the flow. I want to take some time to enjoy London. I haven't been back for more than 10 years and I really love London. I've been told it's been raining every day for the last month. I'm looking forward to going to the museums and falling in love with history and romance. So I just wanted to take it a little bit easier. Yeah, so if any of you are in London, do reach out to me and let's see if we can connect, London or Manchester. So this is Martha of Eros Coaching. Thanks for watching this video and post a comment below and share with me your thoughts.